What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Just Expediting. My name is Kenny. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Guys, that will definitely help the channel continue to grow. That way we can get in front of more people. And that way you and I can get all of our questions answered. So as you can see, topic today is expediting for you. We've seen hundreds, if not thousands of videos with this very popular subject. Is expediting for you? Well, ultimately, I think that's going to be your decision. But we're going to talk in details about, first of all, what is expediting? What is a job description? We're going to talk about all that and more. Stay here. Alrighty, I changed positions. I was sitting on the bed, but now I'm sitting in the front here. Can you guys hear me? I'm turning my air. Yeah, I know, I'm idling. Don't judge me. I'm parked at home here in the driveway. I'm backed up against my garage. I'd have to let the garage up, open the box up, turn the generator on, turn the rooftop air conditioner on, let it cool off. I won't do all that. But that's something you would need to know. If you are running your rooftop air conditioner, you got to turn the generator on. Now, if you had a, I don't know, RV park with electricity, you can just plug directly into the electric and then you don't have to obviously run your generator. But if not, you got to run your generator. I don't feel like doing all of that right now. But sometimes I'll come out, hang out in the van, I'll drive it, just get familiar with it, get used to it. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Is expediting for you? So first, let's talk about what is expediting. What does that mean? Well, that word expediting says it all, right? You've got to get freight from point A to point B. They want you to expedite it, and they're paying for that service. We've heard direct service before. You're going directly from that shipper to the receiver. You're not stopping unless for fuel. You know, they need to get it there immediately. If you're in a cargo van, you're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Regulated. So you can drive beyond 11 hours. Tractor trailer, you get a 14-hour workday, you can only drive 11 hours. Cargo van, nope. You can drive 11, 12, 13, 14 hours. It happened. But you're not breaking a law that I know of. So, yeah, it basically just means it's time-sensitive freight. It could be something big. It could be 1 pallet, 2 pallet. It could be 3 pallets. Whatever it is. Time-sensitive freight, they need it yesterday. Get it there immediately. In my opinion, that's what expediting is. If I'm wrong, you veterans out there who've been doing it for a long time, respectfully correct me. But that's what I believe expediting is. Now, let's talk about the job description. What does it entail? What are you doing every day? For the most part, you're on the steering wheel. You're driving. That's it. You're driving day in, day out. Expediting, there's a lot of overnight driving. You're driving every day that you're under a load. I remember talking to somebody once before, they told me, they said, you know, Kenny, I love driving. And I said, well, believe it or not, driving is not required to do expediting. However, it is required that you do drive. It's not required that you like it. We've all worked on many jobs that we didn't like, but we've done it for a lot of years. You know, so there's that. Driving. That's the job. You're driving. All day, every day, or all night, every night, whatever. But you're driving. That's what you're doing. You're driving. We know what expediting is, and we know that requires you to drive a lot of miles. That's also how you get paid. And so you got to be good with that. If you are, you can check that box off. Sleeping in your truck. You're good with that? Check that box off. Do you have to sleep in your van? Absolutely not. There's a plethora of hotels down the road. You can check in and pay for them. People will tell you you're crazy for doing that. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say do what you want to do. When I was looking at the box truck, I was going to sleep in a hotel every night. I believed that I would make enough profit for me to do that. You know, when you start talking, now we're starting to transition into the money, but we'll come back to that. So yes, you can stay in a hotel if you think you can do that and still be profitable. That's your prerogative. But most of us will sleep in the truck. That's certainly why I went and got my van customized for Expediting. Bed is right here behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. You can see the red sheets, right? That's the bed back there, and it's very comfortable. It's actually really comfortable. I haven't done any expediting, but I've driven to the truck stop, 100 miles out, and I was tired and went to sleep. Done that when I was coming back from Indiana, which is where I took the van to get it customized, and had no problem. But again, I've done trucking in a semi, so I'm kind of familiar with that. So you're at a truck stop, you're sleeping in the truck. You good with that? Yes? Check it off the box. Let's see. You're going to be out 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month. You good with that? Check that off the box. Did I forget anything? We talked about what expediting means. Talked about what it is that you'll be doing every day. Driving, sleeping in your truck at a truck stop, driving overnight, being away from home. Those things are normally a deal breakers for a lot of people. Even in the beginning when they think, oh, I can do this, and then when they get out there. So, again, not to discourage you. There's enough of those type of videos out here. I'm not telling you not to do it, because I'm going to do it. Why I'm telling you is make sure you do your research. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure if you have a family that everybody is on board. They understand that you could be away. Now, if you're living in Ohio or, I don't know, Illinois, you're probably run through home more than someone like me in Texas, because that's a huge freight lane. But you're going to be out. So just make sure everybody's good with that. And yeah, it could be for you. But these are the questions that I think you need to ask yourself before you make a decision on getting into expediting. Sometimes people make this decision solely on income. I'm going to get out there because I hear I can make a ton of money. Well, yeah, anything's possible. But let me ask you this. What is a ton of money to you? That's probably going to be different for most people. If I say, this is an example. Let me do example. Example. If I said $100 a week, to me, a lot of money. Most people say, Kenny, you crazier than you know what, right? Example. So what I think is money, you will probably disagree. What you think is money, I would probably disagree. Let's do some math real quick. Let me grab my phone. Because math was my worst subject. But I count money pretty good. So we're going to do some examples. Okay? So let's just say you follow the trend and what people on YouTube are telling you to do. Most people on YouTube will tell you, or they will recommend, that you drive for a fleet owner for at least 6 months to a year to see if you're going to like it before you go out and purchase a van. A lot of videos will tell you to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, you make a decision on doing what you think is best for you and your business. But let's just do some examples here. Let's just say RPM, rate per mile, is going to be $1 a mile. This is an example. I keep saying that because people will, and it entice people to jump in the comments and say, I'm not going to run for, no, this is an example. Easy math, okay? $1 a mile, you go on 100 miles. What is that? That's $100. Don't even need to look at the calculator for that. If you are driving for a fleet owner, you may be on a 60-40 split. May be different, but we're going to use this as the example. 60-40 split. 60% to you as the driver. 40% will say, I'm the fleet owner, I own the van, you're driving for me. 60% again to you as a driver. 40% to me as the fleet owner. $1 a mile, you're going 100 mile, $100. That's the payout. However, you're getting only 60% of that $100, so that is $60. Okay? Now, if you're taking 60%, most cases, not always, example, most cases you're gonna take care of the fuel out of that 60%. Okay? You got $60 minus the fuel. That's what your net is. Does that make sense? Let's do it differently. Same RPM again, rate per mile, dollar a mile. You're going 1,000 miles. It's $1,000. However, again, you get only 60% of that $1,000. So you got 1,000 times 60%. That is $600. So out of that 1,000, for that 1,000 miles, you, as a driver, you got 600. The fleet owner took the other 400. 600 and 400 equals 1,000. You've got 600. But remember, you're paying for the fuel. So let's say 1,000 miles, you can get 350 miles on a tank of gas. Example. So let's see here. 350 and 350 is 7,050. So we'll just go with $70 to fill up. You'll fill up 3 times. 70 times 3 is 210. So 210 out of what? Okay. Hell, I forgot. I think it's out of 600. So it was $1,000. 60% of that is $600. You take 210 out of that. So 600 minus 210. You netted $390 for that load. Can you do 1,000 miles in a day? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the most I've done is probably 1,300 miles in a day. 1,213 took me about 16 and a half hours to do it. So you can do it. So for this example, that was one day, your whole day. You're butt tired. You made $390. Now let's just say, for example, you did that same thing 5 times. So 5 days a week, that's $390. Okay, fuel, everything's already came out. Times 5, that would put you at $1,950 for the week net. You do that times 4, it gives you $7,800 for the month. That good money to you? If it is, boom. But remember, it's not going to be like that every week. Matter of fact, it's not going to be like that every day. You may not get anything but Monday and then nothing else the rest of the week. So I'm just giving you guys this an example because it changes. Obviously, this number would be different if you owned the vehicle and operated. Owner operated. You own the vehicle and you operate it. It's my scenario. Pros and cons to that. Not only do I also pay the fuel, but I also pay the maintenance. I also pay insurance. All the expenses I'm paying for. Okay? Now, as opposed to driving for a fleet owner, what are other ways you can do it? Like I said, you could be like me, own the vehicle, operate it, but you can lease on to a company. That's where you're going to get your freight from. What's that pay? Well, depending on who you lease on with. Some of them may do RPM, rate per mile. Some of them may say we're going to give you 70% of the line haul. So let's just say they give you a load and it pays $1,500 times 70%. So out of that $1,500, you're going to get $1,050. I don't know how many miles that is. We could just say 1,400 miles. Okay? So 1,050 is what you got. Took you a day or a day and a half. Typically, they set it at like 40 miles an hour. You're obviously going faster than 40 miles an hour. So you got a little flexibility in there, but not a lot. So 1,050 is what you made. You got to take the fuel out of that. Okay? And we'll just use, let's see, 1,050. I'm getting my calculator. We'll just say you $70 to fill up and you did it times 4. Did I do that right? 70 times 4. It's $280. We'll round it off to $300. So you got 1,050 minus $300. Leaves you with $750. Okay? Now, same example. Let's say you do that every day, but you won't. But just for an example, 750 times 5. That's $3,750 for the week. You do that times 4. It gives you 15 grand for the month. Is that good money to you? If it is, check the box. Again, it's not going to always be like this. Could be better, could be worse. We don't know. It's trucking. But let's just say it played out like that. How much is your truck note? How much did you take out for maintenance? All changes. Your portion of the insurance, if you leased on with a company, you're going to be under their authority, but they're going to still have you pay for the insurance, and they'll take that out of your weekly settlement, however they got it set up. But guys, that's just us playing around with numbers, and literally playing around with numbers. You'll see people tell you, I made $5,000 this week. Okay, that's a gross number, by the way. when they take out their expenses, that's their net number. Let's just say they cleared netted anywhere between 2,000. Well, let's say between 1,500 and 2,000. That's what they netted for the week. That good money? Again, if it is, check off the box. You're good to go. Remember, let's say it's 2,000 a week net. That's $8,000 a month. What are you into the truck for? Did you pay cash? Got a truck note? So, guys, I'm just giving you stuff to think about to help you make a decision to whether expediting is going to be right for you. And if it is, there you go. Okay? Again, this is just me sharing my thought process, the things that I thought about before I got into this industry, or will be getting into this industry. And you know, again, I didn't come up with this in 6 weeks, 6 months, almost 2 years, and I'm still not doing it. But I knew I didn't want to work for anybody. I don't mind leasing on, but I'm still debating that. Do I want to just run under my own authority? I have an authority, but it's a freight broking authority. So, got to have your own authority as a courier. And if you want to run under your own authority, there's pros and cons to that. A lot of people will do that. You're responsible for finding your own work, meaning your freight. Go out and get contracts. So it's several ways you can approach it. But in your research, you will kind of go through all those scenarios and figure out if, number one, expediting is for you, and number two, how do you want to do it? What type of equipment do you want to have? I'm in a 2022 Ram ProMaster. You may want to get a Ford Transit. They're pretty good. You may want to get a Mercedes Sprinter. I think they even got Freightliners out there as well. So you have to do your due diligence. There's a ton of videos that are going to come on here and tell you what they think you should do. I'm not going to do that. I just want to tell you what I was thinking about when I was making my decision. Remember, I started out thinking about I was going to do box trucks. Box trucks makes a lot of money, but I didn't really want to be dealing with all the regulations of a box truck. There's a lot of money in it, but I think there's a lot of money in cargo vans too. But is it right for you? And what's a lot of money to me? It's going to be totally different for you. Guys, I hope this helped. I will have more videos. I'm not going to have a lot right now because I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting in my van. Okay? You can see here. I don't know if you can see. That's the bed. You can see in the back. Hold on, guys. I could edit this, but I don't like doing a lot of edits. So hang on. Excuse me if you see my butt. I'll turn on the light here. All right. Okay. There we go. So you can probably see it a little bit better. Rooftop air conditioner. I don't know if you can see that. Right up there. TV is over there in the corner. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm doing this on my laptop. I should be using my GoPro, but you get the logistics of it. Okay. So, what else? Oh, I wanted to answer a couple of questions. The previous video when I was showed you guys me getting the van converted. So someone asked me a question. They said, Kenny, how much did you pay for all of the stuff you got done in your van? And I was going to answer that, and then I got to thinking, well, it's kind of irrelevant. Here's why I say that, and I'm not trying to be funny. What I paid is not what you're going to pay. This is a 2,000 watt inverter. You may want 2,500. You may want a 3,000 watt inverter. You may be going to be operating a microwave, refrigerator. It may be different. You may decide you don't want to start off with a rooftop air conditioner. We got 2 or 3 more months, should be getting cold, depending on where you are. So you may not want to get that right away. You may decide, I don't need those toolboxes. My price, your price, will be totally different. I didn't get a discount or anything like that, but a lot of the stuff I'd already done. The TV, I already had. The E-Track, I already had. The dish on top of the van, already had. I just had Red to install it on the roof for me. So my price, your price is going to be totally different. It's free to call Red, and if you don't know who I'm talking about when I refer to Red, I'm talking about Red Custom Design. If you go back and look at my previous videos, you can see Red and what he did, his contact information. You can call him. It's free to call, and he'll tell you what he will charge you to do whatever you want done. He can customize it to do whatever you want to do. Okay? What was the other question? Kenny, do you have a means to getting any freight? You went and got the truck all decked out. Do you have any freight? And I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure if that's how he said it. Excuse me. Yes, I do have means to get freight. Again, I haven't 100% decided if I was going to run under my own authority or if I was going to lease on. I have talked with a couple of companies. I always recommend going to Expeditors online. There's a plethora of companies you can reach out and see if any of them are going to be a good fit for you. But yes, I have means to getting freight. Trust me. That was probably the biggest part of my research to find out how I'm going to make money in this van. The other comment, are you making any money with your van, or is it just sitting? It's just sitting. It's just sitting. It's not costing me anything for it to sit, guys. No, I didn't go out and get a van and I'm scrambling trying to make a payment every month. No. Again, this process for me has been almost 2 years. And so I'm not crazy. I know you got to pay for this. But I did it in a way where it works for me. You got to do the same thing. Okay? Have any questions, guys? I've got 2 channels. One is under Load Up Transportation on YouTube. That email is boxtruckkenny@gmail.com. And for now, all these videos are going to be on both channels. Again, the Box Truck channel, which is Load Up Transportation. And then this channel, which is just Expediting. I wanted to do 2 channels because the first one was primary created for box trucks. This one's for Expediting. Okay? If I've earned it, give me a thumbs up. If I didn't, thumbs down. We all have an opinion. Also, if you haven't, if I've earned it, subscribe to the channel. That'll continue to help this channel grow and try to get in front of more people. The more people, I think we'll have more people that we can engage with, have a dialogue, and get more information about Expediting and also the industry in general, what's going on. Fuel is still, in my opinion, doing this. Yeah. And listen to yourself. It's okay to listen to videos and watch videos and get different perspectives, but do your own due diligence. You know, go out and get facts for yourself and make sure if this is what you're looking for, make sure it's a good fit for you. And if it is, you know, I always say failing is not an option, right? Just come on out here and make it work. But just understand what it is that it entails, what it is it's going to require from you and your family. Okay? And you'll be okay. All right, guys, I didn't mean to make this thing 20-something minutes, so we'll shut it down. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. My last thing I'll say is someone asked me what made me want to get into doing videos. I really enjoy it. For those who've been watching a lot of my videos on my other channel, you know my background is communication, so talking for a living is that's all I've done for over 3 decades. So this is fun to me. I have not made $1 from YouTube. I enjoy doing it. So hopefully it is helping. And for those who've reached out to me, thank you so very much. I appreciate it, and I enjoy hearing from you all. So if you got a question, you can call me, you can email me, you can put it in the comments. Now, the comments, if you leave a comment, it may take a day or 2 before it show up. I review all the comments just to keep all the crazy stuff out of it, right? So that way you're not exposed to it, only me. Okay, make sense? All right, good luck, guys, if you're going to do this. I wish you success, and I know you'll do good. Take care.